Would you rather use eye drops made of vinegar or toilet paper made of sandpaper?
Do we even know what eye drops made of vinegar would feel like?
Horrible poison in your eye, I'm sure.
Do you think?
It's an acid.
I guess.
I think it would feel pretty terrible. But here's my reading into it here.
Sure.
So, I physically use toilet paper every day. I've never used eye drops.
I think they mean like they have a pad of
and I have to use them
and a thing of eye drops, and they're like, "Yo, pick," and you're like,
well,
yes.
but to that effect,
right?
You could use toilet paper many times a day. Are these eye drops just once a day and it's done?
Yeah. Is this just happening once, or do you have to keep doing this?
Well, it doesn't say.
It's vague. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's just once. It's not forever. It's not replacing them in your life. It's once.
If we assume it's once even, because I was asking a legitimate question before. I do not know what vinegar in your eyes would do.
It may make you blind.
That might cause permanent
But I know
damage.
what a chapped ass would be like.
Right, whereas my ass will heal. A very resistant
and also,
bunghole
it just says
would get
drops in the eye or wipe with sandpaper. It doesn't say do a good job.
It doesn't say wipe several times. It doesn't say wipe till
it
it's
doesn't.
clean.
All right, I'm
sure.
going sandpaper.
I think I would have to do the same thing because I need to see shit.
All
It's
right,
very important
that's
to me.
2 for 2. Would you rather be without elbows or without knees? So reading into this a little bit, I'm gonna take that as you have one locked, like you're a Lego man, like you're stuck in up position for either your arms or your legs.
Yeah. Mine's easy, so whatever you got.
Well, you're gonna choose the legs to not work.
To be fucked, because
because you don't use your legs.
Yeah,
anyway.
this is the same answer for paralysis or amputation. Like, I play guitar, I type all day, I play video. Like, I need that lever action there up in the upper
yes.
body, so.
As an artist, I'd prefer to have my hands. So yeah, okay. Again, same.
Maybe these
response.
are easy. Are these easy? Would you rather?
I don't know. Would you rather experience a sharp pain in your side each time someone says your name, or have a bell sound each time you are aroused?
Ding.
Ding. Thinking right of Mort from.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Like, does that not happen already? Ring the sex gong.
All right, so again, it would be a ding when you're aroused, or a sharp pain in your side when someone says your name. You could never tell someone your name and get around this.
You would become Rumpelstiltskin, where someone could just shout your name at you and, like you'd fall down crippled or something like that. I think that's a much more major weakness than just a ding, because people would be like, "What was that ding?" And you're like, "Nothing, hot lady. I didn't hear a ding. Like, did you hear that? I don't know."
Especially, well, I assume this all starts like when you're a child, so your name is said a lot more then. But you could easily get rid of this by having a nickname, or is it your full name?
Yeah, does it count?
Is it anything you turn to? Is that your name? Like if I say, "Hey, shithead," and you turn, is that a pain in the side?
Anything you respond to?
Yeah.
I don't know. I assume not. I assume it's your
Going
name,
from my current age now, well, here's my thing. I would say I don't care much about people hearing my ding anymore because I'm an adult and I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm also like in a relationship where I'm like, I don't care. What is that gonna do? Or it could get me in trouble maybe. I don't know.
She'll just learn that the ding is like, it's time for loving.
But I find also you don't ever have to say someone's name almost ever.
I keep going back to the whole thing of like worst case scenario is someone knows this about you.
Yes, no, agreed.
Basically get the weakness of a superpower with no superpower.
Going with the ding. Going with the ding. Okay. You've convinced me. Would you rather have a large 10-inch long belly button that's swayed to music, or have an accordion for legs?
I'm just picturing the dancing flower, like the Groot thing.
Well, I immediately picked the accordion for legs, and I'm like, what am I, Noel Fielding? Like,
like an Alice in Wonderland nightmare character.
These are both crippling deformities.
Because
it sways to music. Anywhere you go, music is playing, and it's 10 inches.
And you're just
it's right at your belly button.
You're wearing like a hooded sweatshirt or like a trench coat.
You're like a dog.
Everyone's like, oh.
No one's gonna not think that's a dick.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty bad. But accordions for legs are physically worthless.
Yes, I would take the 10-inch dancing Audi as my thing here. 100%.
I guess I'd probably be a YouTube millionaire.
Yeah, because it would be fun and it'd be cool. It wouldn't get like walking on accordions would be like a disability, and you couldn't sneak up on anybody or anything. It'd be a big problem.
Yes, agreed. Would you rather have to sneeze but not be able to, or have something stuck in your eye for an entire year?
There's no time limit on the sneeze thing?
No.
Well, let's do it both ways then.
Well, if I could sneeze, but I'm not able to, that's almost a superpower, meaning I will never sneeze again. I could get a job at a pepper factory like a son of a bitch.
The feeling of no, you feel like you're, but you will never come out.
People pay for that.
Oh no, that's horrible.
Oh, I'm sure that's a fetish.
I hate that feeling of needing to sneeze and not being able to.
I forget what the alternative was.
Well, I also hate the feeling of having something in my eye, but they put a time limit on that of a year. So if I'm going to have to sneeze but not be able to get myself over the finish line, so to speak, for the rest of my life versus just having a thing in my eye for only 1 year.
But what is it in your eye? They're not specific enough.
There's nothing in your eye. It just feels like there's something in your eye and you can't get it out.
Sometimes you feel like something's in your eye, and it's like a little.
That's good.
It's like a little inconvenience every couple of years. That's
awesome.
pretty good. No, but sometimes it's a little something in your eye, and it's barely annoying at all.
Right.
And it's like every 10 minutes you're like, what is that? Is it an eyelash? What is that? But then sometimes you're like, it's scratching my cornea. Oh my god, the pain.
Sometimes like you're performing surgery and you have to stop, and the nurse is like, what? And you're like, something in my eye. Oh my god, everything has to stop. Like it's this, like your car drives off the road. It's like the worst thing ever.
I've had sometimes something's in your eye, and your one eye hurts, so it's closed, and your eye's like blurry now from like sympathy pains or whatever.
Down. You're like, I can't live. I can't.
So that would be like a year of.
So
but it's only a year.
Well, but let's say that they're both only for a year. I think that would swing my answer back and say, I guess sneezing's not as bad as potentially like getting in the way.
Because the bonus of it for me, for the sneeze side, is you do not sneeze. So like sometimes it's just awkward. You're like, oh, I'm gonna sneeze right now. I don't have a tissue. This is the worst day ever.
Right. So you see it as being free of like the sneezing in your life, I guess.
I'd be walking around with sneezing powder and just robbing banks.
Right? You're like, I've spent years building up an immunity to sneezing powder. And I'm like, oh, this guy's a superhero. Doesn't sneeze me.
I'm going with this. Well, but again, if they're both a year, the sneeze is what I'm going with.
Sure.
But if it's forever, that might be a nightmare.
That might flip it around for me. Yeah. I agree 100%.
Okay. Would you rather have a dragon or be a dragon?
Be a dragon.
What kind of dragon, though? What if it's some pseudo-dragon bitch?
Are they, like, specifying?
Well,
if I'm allowed... So I wouldn't want to be some kind of, like, dragon in name only, serpent, like, slithering dragon or something like that. I want to be a dragon with the fire, the flight, any sort of other magic powers that dragons would get.
Those,
real
like,
dragon.
like Dungeons & Dragons, where, like, you can be, like, the human... And then there's like that middle form where it's like a dragon human, then it's like that huge dragon.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Is that on the table? Of course I want that.
Well, it's on my table.
You're like a weird dragon.
You get the option of being like a cat-sized dragon, like the beginning of Game of Thrones ones, or having one of those little.
Or being like a pet owner who's constantly like Siegfried and Roy, scared that your pets are gonna wake up one day and decide that you're food and fucking eat you, and you're like, no, go kill my enemies, and they're like, I don't feel like it, and they just want to like, no, fuck that. I would want to be the like.
Did you
awesome
see the
creature.
like? I think it was the latest Narnia movie, and I like didn't even realize they kept making these things, and they're already rebooting the franchise. Yeah. But they're rebooting the franchise and starting where they left off with new characters. That's not rebooting. That's just continuing and fucking over actors.
That's like
don't care though.
Resetting.
Yes. But in that, one of the kids like gets like a curse or something, and he turns into a dragon. It's like the best curse ever. Right? And he's like a fucking full-on badass dragon. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of what I want to be. And I think dragons are like immortal and like live forever.
That's what I mean. Like, there's a lot of other secondary powers that dragons have. If they have enough gold to get like other like. Being a dragon. I have wanted to be a dragon since I saw that Flight of Dragons old cartoon that's in the style of the old Lord of the Rings cartoon from when we were kids and shit like that.
Is it the same artist?
I think it's the same art people, not the same other team or whatever. I don't even know. Who's that? There's a name. The blah blah blah.
Artist.
Lord of the Rings. Fuck. No, like the guy.
Yeah.
Ever since that, and then.
And he did The Hobbit.
That's what I mean. Like, so that same weird ass trippy style. No, I want to be a dragon. Right now.
Down dragon it is. Okay. Would you rather secretly have sex with a goat or have everyone think you had sex with a goat even though you didn't? So it's either fuck a goat and no one knows, or don't fuck a goat but everyone thinks they know.
So my immediate response, that doesn't answer the question, is if everyone's going to think I fucked a goat, I may as well fuck a goat. Because what's the point of that?
You're using that as leverage, like finally you get the fucking goat.
I'm saying like if everyone's gonna think you goat fucker and like yell at you all the time, you might as well have enjoyed or not, depending on what you're into, having actually done the like thing.
So you're gonna say,
but speaking practically now, I don't know if I care about my reputation that much, or.
Even if you don't care about your reputation one iota,
yeah,
that's like saying like I don't care if I'm popular. I don't have to play baseball in high school. I'm not fast. I'm just smart. I'll get a good job. Goat fucker. Like
yeah, because it's
not like your immediate family or social group. It's everyone.
Right.
So like there's just some like PSA. Like
Lee's
billboard, a goat
there's
fucker.
a billboard in Times Square of you with a goat, and they're like, "You see this man? Keep your goats."
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But the alternative.
But
is
hang on.
physically
You certainly
yes.
could get interviewed by every news outlet because you're that famous goat fucker,
right?
And you could maybe parlay that into something else.
You could become YouTube famous,
maybe.
And they're like, "But it's illegal," and you're like, "Prove I fucked a goat, yo," because there is no proof
because you didn't actually do it. But I'm sure that also eliminates so many things. Like I'm sure your job fires you because you're a goat fucker.
You can never own a firearm, like run for office. Like
you can never own a goat for sure.
You get on all these lists. That all makes a lot of sense, but again, on the opposite end of the scales is having sex with a goat.
No, agreed. But I think we have to assume that the goat wants it.
Okay, no.
And it's not gonna like kick you in the the chest and kill you.
We're not implying like a goat rape.
It's not goat rape
taking place.
Because that would be wrong.
That helps, I guess. I don't know.
I love that helps.
I don't know, because on a certain level, it's like I wouldn't want to try literally anything before I die, but this would be an opportunity, so to speak, to experience something.
I don't know why it's so funny.
Because you're forced into it. Like the genie appears and says, "Here are your options," and you're like, "Why are you fucking with me? Some asshole freed me in Agrabah. I just fuck around with people now." And you're like, "What?" And he goes, "Oh, here's your choice." And you're like, "Well, I guess if no one will ever know, I get to experience fucking a goat," and it's like a bonus.
What if the flip side here now is that you choose type 1, nobody knows, but you're like really into it now.
Oh, and then you're
and
like,
that's your only thing that
and
you
you're like, "Genie, come back, give me the horrible choice again." Right?
And you pick again.
You just fetishize the goat thing more and more. I guess that would be horrible. I am blessed with having almost no fetishes. What sucks?
I hate to answer this. Like I'd
hate
rather.
to say I would fuck a goat
here's
on
the
camera.
thing. Here's the thing. So, from the standpoint of it's not really happening, I'd say, of course, I would just give up my image and I don't care. The whole world could think I'm a goat.
I feel the opposite.
Do you?
For the case of it not actually happening, I would just fuck the goat and then no one ever know and be fine. Or just block it out, whatever. If I had
No. I'm saying for us sitting in the chair right now.
Yes, me too.
I love that when you know it wouldn't happen, you're like, I would fuck that goat.
That's what I'm saying. Knowing that I wouldn't have to actually fuck the goat, I'm picking that because that seems like the better of the two options.
So you're locking in fuck the goat?
Than living in a world where everyone knows you as the goat fucker.
All right, so what I did was earlier today I rented a goat.
I have a goat.
Bring him out, John!
And this is all me. We'll call you a goat. We
I
have you on camera saying you want to fuck goats. We're gonna release it to the world. Unless you fuck the goat. It's the same thing.
I'm gonna cut in the thing of Stifler being thrown from the van.
I hate shit.
And he's like, he's not one of us! He said he'd fuck a sheep! I guess I'll choose the same.
You don't have to just, jump on the goat fucking bandwagon with me.
I'm choosing the same for a different reason. I'm playing the game like it actually has has to happen, and I'm thinking of like, my life, my job, my everything.
Yeah.
Like my girlfriend leaving me because I fucked a goat allegedly. So it makes you have to fuck the goat.
But then when you fuck the goat, she gets some weird goat STD that like
they call it goatsy.
Yeah. Only goats and 1% of the population are susceptible to this. How did this happen? You're like, I don't know.
All right, let's move on to the next one. This one's gotten a little too much. Would you rather have hair nowhere on your body or be very hairy all over but not be able to shave? So would you rather be a Wookiee or be a what do they call that disease?
I knew it until you said it. Fuck.
Alopecia. So alopecia or the Wolfman?
This is rough.
Alopecia. I hate shaving my head.
I don't know. So, okay, yes, but you look really weird without eyebrows and stuff.
tattoo them on.
It can be fucked. Okay. I was gonna say until you said alopecia, because I like pictured cancer patients. I was like, oh fuck. I hate hair. I hate like body hair, and I hate the whole thing 100%. I'm already Irish, so I'm already most of the way there to being hairless. So I could just go over the edge there, and then I would definitely pick no hair over super hairy. Because hairiness really weird to me. But hairless, like they both kind of suck. They both kind of suck.
I'd choose alopecia 100%. I think.
Yeah.
It just life would be so easy.
Yeah.
Never have to shave. Never have to do anything. That's
hair
a
sucks.
superpower.
Half a shavesman.
Would you rather never be able to speak again or always have to say everything that's on your mind? I think I would completely rather say everything that's on my mind.
You do that already. So
I know, so it just sounds easier.
Yeah, I would go with that one too. I like to talk. I like to talk about things.
If I couldn't talk, I couldn't do like 90% of the things I do.
Yeah.
And the things I get to do are usually because I talked into being able to do those things. So
yeah, and I'm alone a lot, and I usually talk to myself when I'm alone anyway, so I feel like this is the same as normal life. Ah!
This is a spider.
He's perched. There's a spider on the mixer. We can't continue.
He starts changing knobs.
Right? He's like,
oh, he's a wicked
I'm
DJ.
hard panning you right, you motherfucker. Oh, he's crawling inside of it.
Would you rather be able to read or be able to read minds, but be illiterate? Literacy's getting me nowhere. So yeah, I'd rather be able to read minds.
That kind of sucks. Like, would I be able to read code? That's not.
No.
Ugh.
You couldn't even read hieroglyphics. You're illiterate as fuck.
I read a lot of shit for everything I do, but having a superpower of being able to read minds would probably... If I had to live 10 lives of 100 years each, I would spend at least half of them as an illiterate mind reader. But I don't know with my one life here if I could give up the ability... Not that I don't like books. I don't read. I'm not like a reader. But everything has labels and shit, the knobs and everything. Everything has a word next to it. It'd be really tough not to be able to read.
I 100% could go without reading. I'm 90%
Yeah, because I would read the shit and be like, that's the knob. Yes,
but
I
my
couldn't
thing
both
would be,
have superpowers.
with the ability to read minds, how rich could I get to where I don't have to read shit?
Sure.
Where I'd be like, okay, what does every one of these things mean? All right, allocate a symbol to them that I can, I understand.
You can't read symbols? You just said you can't read hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyphics are a collection of symbols. This is individual symbols.
That is the exact same thing.
Well, no. That would be like saying, at a red light, I'd be like, I don't know, red!
Well, but you could learn what words mean by their shape then or something. Like, everything would be a thing then.
Well, I think that's like an illiterate person. There are definitely many illiterate people, and they recognize a stop sign based on it being a symbol. So
yeah,
I think after a while, when they see stop without the sign, they still go like, well, that was on that thing. Like, that's not reading, that's just associating. I may do that anyway.
That's what I was gonna say. That's really just what reading is multiplied by a lot. In that light, I don't know. It's kind of a vague thing because in the spirit of the question, I feel like they're saying you would not know what any words are. Like,
well, here's my flip side
you know?
to this whole ordeal because again, it's open for interpretation.
Yeah.
My thing would be, assuming it's right now, starting right now, I don't need to read.
Yeah, and you can hang out with someone and just read their mind, and because they understood what to do, you would know what to do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
if from a child, I probably wouldn't get to where I am now.
I think I am thinking of it like my whole life.
But even then, just being able to read minds, that's my job. What are you? I read minds. Like,
right.
Do I need to do anything else? No.
Because you wouldn't know any different, and you wouldn't have cultivated the hobbies like comics that require you to read. You would just do something else.
Well, I would
do something else with your crazy powers.
I would amass so much money from mind reading that any comic I'd be like, that cover looks nice. Make a movie out of this. Okay. Yeah, I just funded that. I own Marvel now. How? I had insider information.
What would you do with the mind reading though? At the end, so you would be stealing like secrets to make money.
All right, so we're assuming from birth or from now.
You pick.
Well, from now, assuming I can just read minds, I'm just gonna play poker professionally until I have crazy amounts of money.
Okay, because they'll be thinking about what's in their cards.
As I perceive, and again, it's open to interpretation. Yeah. But my thing of mind reading would be your eyes are going through your mind. Whatever you're seeing, I could see. I would see it.
I guess right. Like you'd see a picture of what's in your mind.
Yeah, because you had to think about what those were. Your mind had to go ace, got it. And I'd be like, all right.
There's a lot of different types of mind reading in popular
there
things
are.
and stuff. Yeah, I wasn't thinking of that exact.
But even just gaming things and psyching people out and seeing is that working? Is this blah blah blah?
Yeah. It'd be super useful.
And if I just said to you right now Lee, realistically, how much money is the least amount of money I could give you for that microphone you're holding? And if you'd think about it Yeah, but I'd say yes for $10. But I'd be like, I'll give you $10. Like,
right? Because in your head you're like,
yeah.
10.
And if you say I'm like, for bargaining and all kinds of cool shit, that'd be great. And again, there's also like the ones if I want to divulge my powers to the government, I'm sure I could have a nice job working for them, interrogating people.
Like,
But I don't know if I'd want to get like that's probably the most lucrative way of doing it, but also the easiest way to get put into a fucking cell your whole life.
Right, they'll cut up in your head and shit. And
yeah. So probably not going to do that. And your choice was going with?
This is like probably the toughest one for some reason. I know that sounds crazy.
It is.
In lieu of the goat
he snapped his finger and fucked a goat, but to tell him he's illiterate.
I don't know. Like, I've read a lot of useful stuff. I think starting now just to experience something different in my life, if we're starting now and I can see through others' eyes, I would go mind reading. But it is a tough decision, believe it or not.
I'm glad though that you chose the correct answer.
Because right here next to the goat, we have a serum we inject into your spine, and it makes you a mind reader.
Would you rather be able to speak fluently every language in the world or be the best in the world at something of your choosing? Ooh, that's a pretty good one.
I guess.
Now, I don't leave the country
aside
from places that speak English for this exact reason.
But this would allow
this
you to?
would allow me, because I don't go anywhere they don't speak my language. But the idea of speaking literally any language, because it's not even like all the languages of the world, the ones invented. I could speak fucking like Tolkien languages. I could speak like you made one up with your twin sister, and I'm like, bitch, I know that language. Like,
my mind immediately went to like the Joe Rogan podcast. Like they found ancient shit that they can't translate.
Yeah, you could translate it.
That would be really interesting.
No, that's pretty dope. But again, being the best at anything of your choosing, also awesome.
Right.
And that's vague too, because like you could say, I want to be the best athlete.
Yeah.
And then that covers every sport, like.
Right, you just are the best human specimen.
Like you're just Captain America tomorrow.
Yes, exactly. Because you'd have to be better than literally everyone at literally everything.
Yeah.
That probably the genie's gonna be like, no, can't do that.
Well, he didn't fucking specify.
You didn't say. Read the
if I had to like get a little bit more specific on that one, I'd probably be like, I want to be the best person in extreme sports. Like, and that's still vague enough.
Is there any one exact skill, though, that would outweigh all that linguistic ability for you?
Oh, there's things I like anyway, and just not that you couldn't make a shitload of money being a linguist and translating things that no one could do for, but I feel like that's that same thing. Like, once you reveal your power of these things, that, again, the government could put me in a cell and stuff, but no one's arresting Tony Hawk. Like,
yeah. No, but that's why I was saying narrow it down to one, because like something like playing guitar, if I'd be the best guitar player in the world, then that would be useful and fun.
Yes.
We get to go do fun things with that ability, I suppose. I don't know.
Like, or if you were like, I want to be the best con man in the world, like something like Sideways.
You have to get outside of the box with it. I'm the best safe cracker.
Yeah.
World or something.
Or like if you said I want to be the best fighter in the world, because then you could enter
fighter might be specific enough. Yeah.
Best fighter could enter all the MMAs. It could enter boxing. It could, wrestling. You could be in the Olympics. Like
you hashed out with the genie for hours. You're like, okay, my final answer. I want to be the best wins at fightsman. It's like you got it. Perfect.
Well, how I perceive the best is like, let's say, Ivan Drago can punch 400 miles per hour or whatever. Well, I'm better than him, so I got 401. Like,
yes,
like
exactly.
Every angle I am the best at.
Right.
Like Rodney Mullen could do tricks on just flat ground for like 4 hours, and I'm like, I could do 4 hours in one.
4 hours and 1 minute. I can jump 1 millimeter higher than that guy.
But since I can also do like the highest ollie in the world from Laka, like everything added up would make you like really a superpower. It would be like a Tony Hawk video game where it's like, how is he grinding around the whole world? Well, he's just the best.
You put in a cheat code. This is amazing.
I think I would choose the best of one individual thing, yet to be determined.
And and your thing. The things you're naming though are kind of vague. I'm not gonna.
I think I would choose.
You.
I think I would
I think
choose.
It works out, though.
I think I would choose. Or what would be fun? The best parkour person could be really fun.
There you go. Because I feel like that is now specific enough, but still broad enough. Because then you can be like a stuntman. You can work in movies.
That was my thought. It's wide enough.
I'm parkouring a Grand Canyon or some bullshit and get on TV. Like you can do whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's super. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd go with that. I think that sounds like the most fun.
Sure.
And I'm sure those talents would translate into other things too. Are you going to go with language or something specific?
I think I'm going to go with language. I've always found languages fascinating.
All right. all kinds of. I'm sure you could relate that to code.
Would that include code languages?
I just thought it would.
It's kind of easy to learn code languages, but still.
Would you rather be in prison for 5 years in solitary confinement, or not ever go to prison and not become rich? This one seems kind of ridiculous. Because it doesn't say you would go to prison for 5 years and come out rich.
It's like we're going to put a cap on how much wealth you can
Yeah.
you
What
can
is
amass.
rich?
Wait. But is it like, are you guaranteed to not go to prison no matter what you do and also not be rich? Is it some weird
no,
magical
that's
curse?
probably is. So you'll never go to jail, but you can't rob banks and stuff.
Oh, is that? Okay. Just enough crime to get by? You can fuck all the goats you want? It's super good.
What crimes would even be worth it if they're not monetary crimes? Like sneak into movies all day?
Well, rich is weird too.
And like what and especially what is rich? Because if they're like, you can't be rich for Uganda, I'd be like,
I was
fuck.
just gonna say, because we're not rich, but we're already in the top 500,000 on Earth because we live in America, New Jersey. Yeah. Oh God. But then you'd have to go to prison for 5 years in solitary.
Well,
to avoid not being able to be rich.
Maybe. Hang on. So. Not being rich could still. I'm a man of loopholes here.
Yeah.
So I could still get a job for I don't know, the fucking mob or something, and I could smuggle shit all day and never go to jail, and they could put me up in a beautiful house and take care of me.
And you could get all the stuff and access to all the things from crime.
It would be kind of cool to just GTA through life. What do? I steal cars every day.
Right? You walk out like it's I Am Legend.
But it doesn't say you'll never die. It says you'll never go to jail. You can still get shot and killed in the first day.
Right, so you can't be too extreme. But you would never go to jail.
I feel, though, this one is very stupid in the sense that, I may never be rich anyway and never go to jail. So I'm pretty okay right now, but automatically doing 5 years in solitary, that sucks. If you threw it out as if you do 5 years of solitary, then you come out and you're rich.
Exactly.
Then, yes, that's what I would do, because I feel I'm already in prison working, and I'll be doing it for a lot more than 5 years.
I'm already in prison. It's just not solitary. There's customers that keep fucking with me.
I'd prefer to be in solitary.
Solitary would be a dream. I'm going to go with can't go to jail, can't be rich.
I will do that also, unless we put the stipulation of go to jail, come out rich.
Yeah.
Because honestly, prison in solitary sounds a lot better than maximum security prison anyway. And I'd come out like a fucking beast.
I think they built that into it, because you wouldn't
be gang raped to death.
Yeah, you're not gonna worry about getting shivved as much.
Would you rather wear a snowsuit in the desert or be naked in Antarctica? Well, either way, you're probably gonna die.
Exactly.
But here's the thing about I'd definitely choose the desert. Just because I don't guarantee die from that one right away, because it doesn't say I don't have water or any access to water. I can't find water.
Right, and you hate the heat. This is a big thing.
Well, I know I hate the heat, but there's a reason that cowboys in the desert and stuff were always fully covered. It's because you're more dangerous from being burned by the sun than you are from the dehydration. And if I'm wearing a nice snowsuit, that would hold all my sweat in. I'm pretty sure it might keep me a little cooler.
No, they recommend long pants and long sleeves in the Australian outback, I believe.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the adaptations like Aborigines would have for sweating and breathing the right way.
Yeah.
So you want to keep stuff in.
So I'm going desert because it's not an auto dead.
It's not as. It depends on how long. It's not nearly as auto dead, and you might not die from being naked in Antarctica, but you might lose fingers, toes.
Oh, I'm gonna just cut your fingers off starting that game because I'm assuming they're gone.
Because they're not coming back.
But there's always the flip side where it's like I chose naked in Antarctica, and then it's all right, you're in the middle of Antarctica, or it's I'm right outside a scientific facility, and I just go right in, and I'm like, whoa, that was bad for 1 minute.
Right, without a time frame, it's really tough
it's
to
very hard to pick that one. Would you rather change the past or be able to see the future? I know mine already.
I could see both being interesting. It depends on a lot of the little rules and bullshit things. Being able to see the future is pretty cool, but you still live now, and you have to do whatever you can do within your power already to make things happen and change and all that stuff. Changing the past has a lot of implications for how you could then change the future and the present in positive ways by tinkering with things. Do you get to go back and do it? What's the
It's not
mechanic?
specific.
Yeah.
So my thought would be you like physically
You
can
mark-
go back, but maybe not multiple times. Maybe just once.
Okay. You Marty McFly it, like you go back,
Change something, then come
mess
back.
with something, and then go see how it went. You don't get to
Well,
go
my thought would be like kind of like the Biff thing, where he comes,
Yeah,
the almanac. Except mine would just be like winning lottery numbers of various games. Maybe some sporting outcome things. But I think after I've won one lottery, I don't even care. Or simple things like win, like here are the numbers for this lottery, and by Google, Yahoo, Apple, you're done.
Right. Like you go back and you change history into you getting those.
Into
things.
you being Killer Boss Superman.
Yeah. So then I don't know. That
But
seems,
the same thing works for the future, because if I could see the future, I can go, oh
can
man,
see
the
next
lottery's
week's lottery
1.6 billion. What's tomorrow's numbers? Got it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like seeing the future, like can I just keep doing it?
I was gonna say. So let's factor that out then. So since you can get like money and power and whatever else you want by seeing the future from now, you then, after you have all that, have the ability of knowing like, oh no, turn the yacht around. There's a storm. We're gonna die. Like you would know all that.
Or
and
what if the
protect yourself
rewind?
going
What if it's like
forward.
a rewind on the travel back in time?
Oh, God.
It's like that was bad.
Right, so if you can be literally like hidden in like a bunker where they're gonna come back and cut your legs off, and you're like, I'm gonna go change the past now, so this doesn't happen.
Yes.
Like from
If
there,
it's an
you know?
actual rewind and change things,
Yeah.
that's just as that's
both
almost
work?
more. It's almost more powerful than seeing the future, because I might not always be looking into the future for like little things, but it could be like like I make a mama joke and you're like, my mom's dead, and I'm like, and then I just go like, what's that?
I made a different joke. Yeah, I don't. So right, so that's
You could be
that's
the best
one
all
of-
the time if you could rewind.
If it's a rewind though, that's a very specific type of changing the past. I guess it fits though, and that's the only.
It's not specific.
That's really the only way we can differentiate the two meaningfully, so we can pick
Yes.
one. So I mean, rewinding time is the dopest shit ever. So
Yeah. I think I
everyone's
would
wanted
go
that.
rewind in that scenario.
yeah, rewind wins there.
Because rewind has more day-to-day application.
And that pushes us ahead of the
like,
like
oh
protect your
man,
riches thing.
the bookstore is closed at 7. Wake up an extra hour early.
Yeah, fix everything.
Yeah.
How much buffer do you get though?
I picture it instantly, like I'm shot and like, and then the bullet's like. That's pretty good.
So we're gonna go with rewind if available.
Picking rewind. All right, this was this week's episode of Would You Rather Awesome Farm Edition. Until next time, don't die in a fire. I don't know how long that was, but that was good.
That felt really, really good.
Yeah.